Hey everybody, what's up? I'm Don Carr, and I'm here with Mike Ausman from Taylor Guitars. How you doing, Mike?
I'm great, how are you?
Great, man, good to see you.
It's good to be seen.
All right, thanks for being here. So we've got the 324 CE Builders Edition here. It's a beautiful guitar, Mike, it really is.
I'm glad you like it. It's part of our new 2020 Builders Edition collection. It's now probably the most affordable way to come into this collection of guitars that's just really sparked a lot of interest on an already popular guitar assortment that we've had for many years, actually 45 years. But now with some of these, what we're calling director's cut features, it really brings players into the idea of even more comfort with some new tonal opportunities and just a whole different playing experience.
Yeah, I can see that definitely, man. It feels so comfortable. There's so many fine details that are just nice about, like you say, director's cut stuff, man. I love it. It's just, as a player, it's really fun.
Yeah, I think obvious value for acoustic players is what they see with their eyes, right? So when they look at a guitar now in a 300 series range, they're immediately going to be drawn to maybe a burst or a mahogany top, which is something that's not new, but it's gaining a lot of traction with young guitar players. But moreover, you'll immediately notice that it has an armrest, and this is something that has really been reserved for a lot higher end guitars because it's such a functional piece of art, but a very different woodworking technique to accomplish. So to bring it to a 300 series guitar is going to serve a lot of players really, really well. You know, it kind of removes that player's arm as a damper from the top, so you get a little bit more sonic excitement. But from an ergonomic standpoint, it's just incredibly comfortable, so you can even enjoy the guitar longer.
Right, right. That's the other thing is that, you know, when you pick up a guitar, one of the things you want it to do is just kind of disappear. You know, you just want it to be, you know, the vehicle that gets your playing out, you know, and every little detail like that, you know, just really aids in that process.
I agree, and I think once you go further and you look at the edges being chamfered and it's just that gel cap of an acoustic, you're gonna find yourself with a whole new muse, so you'll be pulled into the idea that you can do more with the guitar for longer. And that's, you know, essentially what everybody wants. That's what Taylor wants, to be more musical, to make guitars that are more than a musician is asking for, and to just to keep them playing, because that's kind of what we're doing here.
Man, that is the goal, right? Keep everybody playing. Heck yeah. So let's talk about the materials on this guitar, please.
Yeah, it's an unusual thing because, you know, Taylor Guitars has been a very big forerunner in the idea of becoming more sustainable and really working ethically and properly with our forests around the world. So, you know, we have this forestry initiative in Cameroon where we have ebony and the mill there. We have a project in Hawaii where we're farming for koa, and we're planting thousands of koa trees a year with this idea that we can continue this very precious tone wood for years to come. Well, now what we've done is we've looked inward in our own communities, what we refer to now as the urban forest. The goal was to find a way to almost create this farm-to-table experience, and we learned of a company similar to Taylor in size and in tenure, and they have been managing all of these municipal spaces around California and other states, taking care of trees that have been growing in parks and in neighborhoods and roadsides for years, and as trees come down naturally, or you know, maybe they're diseased or they're encroaching on buildings or power lines, they need to be managed. So for many years, a company called West Coast Arborists has been stockpiling these trees. So Bob Taylor and Andy Powers and our Director of Sustainability, Scott Paul, who's formerly of Greenpeace, they made a journey up to one of these lumber yards, and they found hundreds and hundreds of trees. So they pulled a bunch, and we cut them, and we dried them, and we learned that there's a very special wood called Shamel ash, or evergreen ash, which we have now trademarked as urban ash, and it's growing in our backyard. So now we've learned that this wood responds very similarly to Honduran mahogany. So now you've kind of completed this cycle of, in the 1500s, you wanted to make a guitar, you go out into the woods, you find a piece of log. Then as the trading route started, fast forward to ships and airplanes, you're bringing in all these exotic timbers from around the world, and this is what our customer base has been used to. Now what we're doing is we're returning to an urban environment with trees that are being managed properly. It promotes them to be replanted, and we can really harvest great guitar woods. So urban ash on a 324 CE Builders Edition is just the surface of what this wood is going to be available for.
Man, that is really amazing, seriously. That is incredible. I love the fact that you don't have to go very far to find this stuff. It's right there.
It's really great, Don, that we have this very sustainable timber that's now available to us, and I really think that's going to resonate with our customers and guitar lovers and collectors because they want to be part of that story. They want to be supportive of the environment. And to be able to marry those two concepts together will really bring both a very musical opportunity in guitars, but it's going to get customers and players alike invested in how we go forward to make sure that guitars of this caliber are going to be available for generations to come.
That's the thing. You know, you're going to be able to have the consistency long term, you know, and it's going to be, again, repeatable and sustainable being the main word there.
Yeah, and when you talk to Bob Taylor and his thoughts on sustainability and the amount of time that sustainability takes, it's going to be a forever conquest. But getting invested in guitars that are available now, 20 years from now, 40 years from now, that's something that we can get into because we'd rather make guitars out of multiple pieces of true sonic resonating material than exploring artificial materials. So there's other timber out there that we can use, and recently we've learned that urban ash is right there and ready for the use.
Dude, it's right in your backyard. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Mike, this is a mahogany top, right?
It is?
Yeah, mahogany top. That, man, this paired with the urban ash sounds really great.
It's cool, and it's got a nice, obviously, visual appearance to it, you know, with this shaded edge burst, and when you do a shaded edge burst, they're all unique because we're bursting it towards the darkest part of the sides
Right.
to kind of match those color hues. But mahogany kind of has this almost vintage experience to a player. It's a much more dense wood for an acoustic top, so it has a more focused mid-range. It's a little bit throatier. Folks who like to play slide guitar even find it to be nice and lush for that kind of thing, but it just has a more compact voice that really delivers a warmth that's very different than the sparkle of, say, a Sitka spruce top or even an Adirondack spruce top.
Right.
It's got a different characteristic all its own.
Mike, thanks so much for being here, man. Really appreciate it.
My absolute pleasure, Don.
Yeah, great guitar. Thanks for all the info about it. Really cool. Great story as well.
Cool.
And thanks for checking out the Taylor 324 CE Builders Edition with us. If you have any questions about this or any other Taylor guitar, make sure to contact your Sweetwater sales engineer or check us out online at sweetwater.com. Thanks.